Hey everybody. Hello. It's me, Will, again, and we're back with another exciting episode of What is in the Box? Today, we have a box, oh my god, from my mom's house, which is simply labeled Will's Miscellaneous School Papers. Gonna find out what that is. This could be really boring, so what I'm gonna do, instead of just going through the whole thing, I'm just gonna pull stuff that actually looks interesting and go from there. Because I think it is just full of school papers from who knows when. But judging by this, we can start to date it. This is a Gizmo backpack that I had, I don't know, real young. There's no date on the back, but it's still got my old address and Cave Spring. So I was definitely in elementary school. You guys might remember Gizmo from the pivotal Christmas film of all time, Gremlins. I was talking about this with Jessica. And my favorite thing about Gizmo is how he just repeats what you're saying in the background. So if you're like, oh, the guy called him a mogwai, and he goes, mogwai. My favorite thing about Gizmo. But there's a great story, a terrible story, in fact, behind this bag. I was in like an acrobatics, aerobics, gym kind of class that was at Penn Forest Elementary School. And class ends, and I see my book bag there, and I go to get it. And this kid goes, no, this is my book bag. And I was like, no, wait, this is my book bag. And my mom is there, the gym teacher's there, and they're all like, listen, Will, that Gizmo book bag, which is just like yours, is actually this kid's. And I was like, absolutely not. And like a hero, determined, like Rudy. Rudy's a good example. Rudy Ruderson, not going to be dissuaded by reality and truth. I grab the Gizmo book bag and run out of the building to the car, to my newfound horror, which as I stare into the car, probably weeping at this point, there is my Gremlins book bag. And I had not, I was not the hero that day. I was the villain. So that's fun. Golden memories with Gizmo. What else we got? A Ghostbusters tote. It's kind of curious how they split up Ghostbusters on the bottom here. But you know, I think this was like one of those, I don't know. I don't know what this was used for in the 80s. I mean, it was promotional for sure. Oh, there's other stuff in here. Oh, a lot of stuff. But I don't know. You carried your books around in it. Just a little fun tote to show the world that you support Bustin' Ghost. I guess 1984. It's a good year for ghost busting. I don't know what this is. It's a little vinyl leather teddy bear book bag. Oh, it smells like a rotting basement. 1984 by Gear also. And then I do remember this one. This hot rod looking book bag. I think I used this one for a number of years in my elementary school days. But hey, if you guys are just tuning in, we're finding out what's in the box, to figure out what we're gonna donate, throw away, or save, maybe sell. I don't know. Some of this stuff you could probably sell. Not a lot of it. Oh, look at this. Pepsi offers you $5 rebate on the Home Alone videotape. So if you liked Pepsi and Home Alone, good for you. Sunkissed Nickelodeon trading card from Rugrats. Hey Shannon. Featuring Stu and Dee Dee, the parents of Tommy Pickles. If you'd like to know more about them, I can tell you. Stu Pickles, toy inventor and first-time dad, brags, always certain, often wrong. Dee Dee, first-time mom, tries to keep Tommy out of trouble, doesn't succeed. We have a quote. Stu. Isn't Tommy the cutest little guy you ever saw? Dee Dee. Like father, like son. Here's a crazy thing. These were in Capri Suns. There was a set of 22 of these. This is 18 of 22. I just can't imagine anyone drinking 22 boxes of Capri Sun. This is a bonkers illustration because I like how scary they both look, even though that show was definitely not this scary. Hello, Jessica. We're going through a box again. So yeah, that frightening illustration of Stu and Dee Dee. I loved this show. I think I primarily loved the Mark Mothersbaugh soundtrack. But yeah, that's all I got for Nickelodeon. Rugrats. What is this? Oh. Kids World, a monthly news journal from 1991, including Journaling Through a Video Age, by Nancy Bell. I don't know what this is, but Janie, 12, tosses her backpack to the floor and kicks off her shoes. Flopping to the bed, she sighs. I feel gross. Automatically, Janie turns to her new friend, a book with an orange neon cover and lined pages. She chooses her most recent thought. I feel gross, which is kind of redundant. Janie, if I'm being honest. Quickly, she writes whatever comes to mind. At the end of 15 minutes, Janie feels better. Journaling is enjoying new popularity, and keeping a journal is as old as pen and paper. This is not a video age. What does this have to do with the video age? See, because here I was trying to figure out, glean some insight from Kids World about journaling, like we're doing right now in the video age through the medium of video, and yet nothing really great. Matt, hey baby, we got to do a record listening thing sometime. Maybe we can do it 6 feet apart soon. Here's a picture I drew of Pee Wee Herman. Take that in. I don't know what year that's from. Can we get that to do a thing? Yeah, close. I think it says Pee's Human. Excellent. Hey, baby. We're going through a box of stuff to figure out what to keep, throw away, or donate. Here's a picture I drew of Pee's Human. It's like Pee Wee, but he's like a prisoner. This is better. Oh, good. All the burned PS1 games. Yeah, this is better so far. Here's an accelerated reader list. So this is obviously from elementary school times. Here's a little He-Man and She-Ra Secret of the Sword comic that I believe you got when you went to go see the movie in the theater. So that's that. That's fun. Here's just a thing of turtles that says fresh from the sewer. These guys. Why is that weird?
Why does it say fresh from the sewer?
Because that's where the turtles were from. Here, come stand over here.
It's tan in that picture. They're not fresh.
Yeah, well, stand right over here, Lo. Get in this shot. Here is a letter addressed to my mother, although it just says Diane. It's hard to tell, but it's using some very 90s colors. It's like a teal and a purple. It says Diane, because that's how. Can we sing you a duet? Maybe in a little bit, Brandon. It says, Mom, I love you so much. I want to give you this if you want to come and get it, and I'll give it to you. I love you. Sweet card to my mom. Mom, you can have that card if you want to come and get it. Then I'll give you that card. Here's some things that were always important to me. A sword, some flying boots, a shield, a bow and arrow, and a spear. What else is in this stack of paper? Here's a thing I remember. This paper, this size of paper with this kind of binding, these were the, there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. These were the stuff that they gave me for after school art. I got in gifted art, as you can tell by this picture. It doesn't even matter, it can't show up. This was the thing they gave us. Here's kind of a monster looking at something and a picture of a house. Here's a book report I believe I did on Snoopy the Wonder Dog. Not very important except for that picture there at the bottom. You can see it. That's important.
How does it have anything to do with Snoopy?
I'm surprised Danny didn't have that already. I know. I'm surprised my mom didn't have it already either. Oh, here's a wonderland of superheroes that I drew on the back. This thing, the auto exposure on this is not so great. Yeah, if you can see that, there's like robots and monsters and dudes. Can you see it better this way? Kinda. So those are things that I would draw. There's a little robot in here. Chips. A forgotten comic by Will Slary. Sorry, Lo, I'm not trying to cover your face there. I don't know. Chips was a cool robot character I drew. Why not? Here's another thing. How can we make this? Is that? Oh, does that make it better? Look at that. Okay. That's a guy. It does look like a Disturbed logo. Matt. Here's something special. How can we get this? We need a little bit. We don't need all of it. This is called Cave Spring Pages. Matt, you'll remember this. Robert and you had a thing like this. I think it was called the Tiger Reader. And this is writings by people from March 27th, 1991. Student works, as it were. Okay, Lillian. Thank you for joining my show briefly. Here's the Gulf War by Carl Williams. Okay, some of you might be wondering what started the Gulf War. Well, I'll tell you if you're confused. It started when Saddam Hussein, ruler of Iraq, decided to take over small but rich Kuwait. The U.S. gets a large amount of oil from here, and we wanted to settle this once and for all. Womp womp. We want to set up this once for all. Saudi Arabia is very close, and these countries, and they too, Saudi Arabia is very close to these countries, and they too came right in the picture. There were many allies or friends in war. Oh, sorry. This is a excellently worded sentence. There are many allies, comma, or friends, comma, in war. Many other countries were allies too. At this point, we are at ceasefire, but a few of our men are still over there. If you need more information, you should read the newspaper or watch the news, mainstream media. America will never be won over, so you have nothing to worry about. America will never be won over, folks. Let's do one more. Lily, you want to pick one of these for us to read? Katie Cook. Katie, if you're out there, I love you. You were the editor on this, apparently. You did great work. I'm trying to find someone I know still. There's 3rd grade news, 5th grade news. Oh, creative writing. This is the hot point, folks. Man. All right. How about a poem by Betsy Cross? This one is just called Peace. Peace is what you get out of war. Peace is what you tend to long for. Peace is a wonderful thing called love. Peace is symbolized by a white, beautiful dove. Thank you, Betsy Cross. There's a long story in here called Mysterious Murderer that we may come back to. I'm just trying to find, there's got to be someone in here that I know still or that's on this friends list but it looks like there's not. I mean, Katie helped edit this thing, and thank you for doing that, Katie. Yeah, got nothing. We'll come back to this. Cave Spring pages. Some sort of notebook with more stuff, like I always draw on the back. I'm just trying to see if there's anything of note inside. Probably not. Here's I guess a ninja assassin. Next to folktale vocabulary. Oh, saved all the magic for the back. Well, there's all that going on. There's a motorcycle man. I guess he's like a motor tar, like a centaur, but a motor. I don't know. That was an idea I guess I really needed to talk about since I drew it like 800 times. Yeah, and there's like, he's doing a thing here. He's just destroying some stuff. Like I was just carrying a knife. That's cool. Oh, we're getting into, speaking of Kurt Cobain's notebook, Brandon, we're getting into an older time, clearly, by these my art skills have gone up a little bit, but they've gotten more violent.
Alexander.
It just says bang. The smiling guy. Hey, look over there real quick. Keep looking over there.
What?
That was about something. God. Next. A rocket fish. Hard drive enclosure kit. Trash. Where's our trash pile? We'll put our trash pile here. Oh, look at this. Rest in peace, Record Exchange. Here's the music monitor. With David Byrne. Best picks of 1997. Look at all these locations of the once formidable Record Exchange. I wonder if there's an interview in here with David Byrne. It appears that there is. I guess he came. I guess they interviewed him in North Carolina before a show in 1997. That's cool. Music monitor, close to my heart. Come back to that later too. Here's Valentine with the Hulk. Speaking of Hulk, hey Xander, you're dressed like the Hulk right now. It says, "I'm mad about you," and I believe that because the Hulk is mad. Don't do that. Go put that in the donate pile.
Why?
It's creepy. Here's a 17 magazine. I believe that this is not mine. But, oh, there's some, hold on. The sleepover thing. Trust me, says Emily. And nothing, private happened anyway. There wasn't a room for hooking up, she says. 17. Trash. Here's a Trapper Keeper. With some cool skateboarding stuff on it. It's like skateboarding going into a roller coaster. Let's see what's inside. God, this thing's filthy.
How about you wash it?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, Lil. What's cool about a Trapper Keeper, there's folders inside of a folder. Oh, there's some stuff in here.
What is that?
That's a Cyborg Man. Can we get a picture of the Cyborg Man? Kinda. Yep.
Can I see the cyborg?
Oh, his name is Tron. Because of course it is. There's Tron doing stuff. Hold on, leave it.
I need to see it again.
We'll show you again. Here's a battle scene. I think this was inspired by Ninja Gaiden and Final Fight.
Did you draw this?
Because there's Hagar, the mayor, with his pipe.
Did you draw that?
I did draw these. Oh yeah, this is definitely some Final Fight stuff. And here's I like this guy right here. He did.
Can I see the guy who's dead?
Nah! And then here's a tank. Because of course, because I'm a boy. Here's a letter I wrote in 1991 to the Chamber of Commerce. Dear Sir, hello, my name is Will Solari. Our class is doing a project on states, and I got your state. Also, this is in both cursive and just standard font. On the states, and I got your state. I need some information on your state. Please send as much information as possible. Sincerely, Will Solari. This was to the Chamber of Commerce in Lincoln, Nebraska. I guess I never sent that letter of my demands. Oh, because here's the envelope to it. In case you guys, it just says there's nothing in it. Oh, here's a letter from Joey Trackett? I don't know. Dear Will, I'm Joey Trackett. I weigh about 87 pounds. My height is about 4'8", and I have dark brown hair. I have one dog, and it is a German Shepherd. We once had 15 goldfish, but they all died.
Oh, God.
No. Well, I don't have too much to say then, so just right back. So this person was out of Omaha, Nebraska. I guess we did a pen pals thing in elementary school at some point. And this one was from Joey, who had 15 dead goldfish and had nothing to say after giving me his stats.
God.
October 9th, 1991.
God, why do you even get 19 goldfish?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he must have ate them.
Why do people need to own living things, period? That's one of the great mysteries.
It's fun, and you can pet them.
Also in that little bag was this guy, and despite what he looks like, he was part of those insectoids. It was part of a castle playset where he would come out and attack unsuspecting victims. And then there's a Ronald McDonald pencil sharpener, which I will be saving for all time.
Dada.
Yes.
Me and Lillian have 2 fish, and they both died. And they both died at 3. No. 4. They were 4 years old. Yeah, they were 4 years old.
Here's a riveting story I wrote. One day, everything went wrong. It started when my sister got up. She is a brat. The end. That's all she wrote.
So you're basically saying Aunt Sarah's a brat?
In 1991, I'm sure I believe that. Here's another story. One time my mom took me into the basement and told me this. This is something everyone needs to know. Then she showed me how to wash clothes. Step 1.
Mama did that?
Yeah, step 1. Put the clothes into... Step 1. Put the clothes into colors... And, colors with colors and white clothes with white clothes. That was pretty easy. Didn't finish this story either. I'll never know what step 2 was now.
So you don't know how to wash clothes now?
Don't, apparently. Here's a cool thing. These are very 80s.
Can you draw that?
Get it so we can see it.
Can I see?
Yeah.
Can I see what you do? You do that?
Yeah, don't step on that cord, please.
So you do
Get right off that cord. Thank you.
How'd you draw that?
I measured it, and then you draw lines to it. It's a really... Remember we were talking about craft versus art? This is totally craft. This is a cover sheet with a similar motif. What do we got? Different kinds of landforms and natural resources.
Oh, I always had to say that.
Yep. Oh, here's an invitation to a house party. Hey, and if you guys are just tuning in, we are, this is an exciting episode with my kids today, who I didn't know were going to be here, who were supposed to be cleaning the rooms, called What's in the Box? Lillian?
Yes.
Point to that box behind you. Boom, what's in the box? And today's box is a box from my mom's house that just had written on it, Will's Miscellaneous School Papers. So here we go. This says house party. We have another variation on this house party invite with the, what was that, Body Glove logo? Yeah, dude, get all these tattooed. Matt. And here's the third variation of the house party thing with a yin-yang symbol. On the back it says 2, and that's left blank. Please come to Will Slary's house party, left the date blank, at left the location blank. If not able to come, please call 774-6406, our old number. Party's at my mom's house. I can give you that address. You don't need it. On your right. Cannot see the house from the road. From Will Slary. Sorry if you guys never got the invite to that party. Apparently I never finished making the invitations.
So stupid.
Why is it stupid? Hey, go clean.
No.
Yeah.
I need to listen. Never. I need to listen.
And I need you guys to listen. I don't know. This is the exact kind of kid I was. We can get this to show.
Nice.
It's just a list of those things, whatever I had to write. But then I was like, no, we're not done. I have to like fill in. I have to make this like, why can't I get these to show up? Like mountains and like it's the inside of someone's mouth and the uvula. Oh, I see. This whole frame is a dragon's head thing. And inside is the tongue. And there's an evil uvula, your dangly part in your throat. And then reaching as it's going down the esophagus is a hand.
Weird.
The one word that I forgot on, I guess, this spelling list was worthwhile. So, a Sports Illustrated Kids bookmark from the Roanoke County Public Library, which is not there anymore. Rest in peace. This says edited by, Michael Tesoro. About John Maverick. I don't know who John Maverick was. But I can tell you this. John Maverick was made of steel. He drank melted steel for a meal. He was big and tall, not really small. John Maverick's last deal was he melted himself into the best steel. Mike Tesoro, buddy, hope you're doing good. Thank you for editing this poem I wrote called John Maverick. Should we read it one more time? John Maverick was made of steel. He drank melted steel for a meal. He was big and tall, not nearly small. John Maverick's last meal was he melted himself into the best steel. John Maverick, God bless him. Don't shake the table because we got the camera on it. I don't know. Here's some trash that was in there. I don't know. Why is this in there? There's nothing to this. I didn't write on it. All right. What do we got here? We got a note from my mom. Oh. It says, this is, please stop stepping on that cable. I love you. It says, Mrs. Adams, I will need to take Will and Sarah from school. Oh, Mrs. Adams was our school secretary, and she was wonderful. She's probably dead, but I love her. I need to take Will and Sarah from school today, and there's parentheses, noon, along with Lindsay and Meredith Fox to attend a funeral. Yikes. Please inform Mrs. Pack that I cannot attend library today, but I will be there tomorrow. Please send assignments missed. Thanks, Diane Slary, and Happy New Year. I think this is...
The sky was bright and now it's turned really dark.
Yeah, it's about to rain. I think this is when Lindsay's grandmother died. If I had to guess. Lindsay, I hope you're well. Those are things. You guys, I love you. Go clean your rooms. In fact, this needs to go into your room. Take it, or it gets put in the donate pile.
That other book is mine.
All right, go. Put it up. Bye. I'll see you guys in a minute.
Goodbye.
Finish cleaning. Love you. Go. Take your book.
Why?
Why?
I want to stay up here
Listen,
longer.
look at all this crap. Look at all this crap. This is why we got to clean. Constantly clean and get rid of stuff, or you're going to end up with boxes and boxes of stuff from your grandmother's house or from my house when you're like my age, and then you have to spend all your free time going through little pictures of yin-yang symbols and peace signs that nobody needs.
And of your butt.
And the Civil War dictionary.
Come on, Banner.
All right, go. I love you. Bye.
Wait, I'm gonna steal your stuff. No, I'm just trying to get something. Okay.
I don't know what any of these are about. Here are my thoughts on kiwi and watermelon. Kiwi and watermelon are alike and different. First, how are they alike? They both are soft, juicy, and are fruits. And they are round. Did you know that about those things?
No.
How they are different is easy. One is good and the other is gross. The kiwi was gross. I like kiwis now, though. It might have tasted better if it was cold, but the watermelon was good. If we had some salt, it would have been really good. In my opinion, I like watermelons better. Boom. Settled once and for all, folks. Listen, Xander, I love you. Time to go clean. Go. Come on. Take your stuff. Go.
Okay.
You guys are just joining us. We're discovering what's in the box.
I need to stay for this.
No, you do not need to stay for this. This is nothing. I'm going through this, decide what I need to keep, what I need to throw away,
Yeah, come on, Xander.
and what I need to donate.
No, you don't. You don't need to do
Here's
that.
some cool things. I do.
No.
On 5/28/1992, I wrote, "We have a game tonight. We are playing the Royals. They are fairly easy. We will probably win." Another riveting missive by a young 11-year-old Will Slary.
Elliot, hold on.
Um,
I can't because I don't want to get that.
Here's a really fantastic flyer, and I think all flyers should look like this from now on. Congratulations, class of 1999. A skating party in your honor. Oh, I thought it said all access, but all CS Cave Spring Elementary School 5th graders. When? Date? Wednesday, June 10th, 1992. 3 to 5, Lehigh Skate Center. Skating and snacks provided. For answers and transportation, call. Oh, we could call Miss Beasley. Or my mom. God bless them. What else we got? Something on vertebrates. An envelope to myself, but nothing in it. That thing, whatever that is. Yeah, man. Well, no, we weren't, Matt. We weren't the Knights in elementary school. We were the Pages. There was Pages, and then Squires, and then Knights. There is something curious in here. There's a torn up note. I don't know why it would have been torn up. But apparently I didn't like what it had to say, and it's really hard to get out of here. Here's some more cool stuff I drew, I guess. I mean, cool is a relative term. Oh, back to our cyborg Tron. I was really feeling this guy, I guess. I like this hand. The clamp. You know, there's a torn up note in here, and my guess, if I had to guess, at the time, oh, there's one of these things, one of these, like, I won't be able to fold this back. Maybe this is a note. Also, judging by the date of this Trapper Keeper, no, this is just origami that I screwed up. Doesn't appear to be a note. But judging by the date of this Trapper Keeper, when I was in 5th grade, like the first girl I kind of had a crush on was Amy Woodfield.
Got something.
Okay, you can get it. And I believe I told Amy Woodfield I had a crush on her, but it looks like maybe there was a note. I don't know what this is. I'm speculating here because I don't know. It was 30 years ago. There's a torn up note in here. I don't know if you guys can see the pieces. But I'm going to try to piece it slightly back together. While I tell you this story about 4th grade, when I was in 4th grade, me and Todd Kidder were good buddies growing up, and we didn't go to the same school. And then in 4th grade, they put us in the same school, and in fact, we ended up, as fate would have it, in the same class. Which we spent all class writing little cuss words on pieces of paper to each other, like we were trying to like figure them out, so they'd be like shit dick and like I don't know, a number of different curses. And then we came back from gym one day, and our teacher, Miss Kilbane, told everyone to wait in the hall except for me and Todd. And when we went into the classroom, there were these stacks, because we used to pass these little pieces of paper back and forth, the cuss words, and I just throw them in my desk. There were just stacks of our little papers on our desk. And Miss Kilbane like sat, I can't put this note back together. I will put this note back together sometime and discover the mystery for you. But Miss Kilbane sat and read and asked us all of them, like, she's like, so boys, what is a shit dick? And then she put them in big like Ziploc bags, like the gallon Ziploc bags, because that's how many there were. And she stapled it shut, and we had to take them home and get our parents, we had to have them sign the bags so that we knew, or they knew, what we were doing. Hey, what's up? Okay, set it on the top of the stairs if you want to keep it up here. I'm going to come back to that note because it's just not happening right now. So that was what was in this exciting Trapper Keeper from the late 80s, early 90s. Let's keep moving. Lil, back to cleaning. A mathematics notebook with some stuff happening here. I don't know. It looks like a spaceship with an octopus person in it. Shockingly, it's mostly just math in here. Oh, here's some cool stuff. There's a picture I drew of my sister, apparently. Yeah, we were bad boys, Matt. Me and Todd. Oh, and the other thing about that story is how they go, you know, if you do something so bad, it's going to end up in your permanent record. That shit was 100% true, because me and Todd spent the next 5 years never being in the same classes together again. And it was only once we got to junior high where we got to pick electives, like in 9th grade, that we actually ended up back in the same class together. What do we got here? Health and science. There's a smiley face with a bullet hole in its head that says "Have a nice day." Like, here's the thing. I knew I was fine when I was doing stuff like this. As an adult with kids, I get it. If your kid's always drawing, like, violent stuff, you may be concerned. This notebook is, like, 80% empty. Here's a report I did on Italy. That seems appropriate. It doesn't look very exciting. My cat just came up here. What do we got? I don't know what these are. Like Halloween cards, which nobody needs Halloween cards. Oh man. This is a pair of 3D glasses from when you went to go see Freddy's Dead. a movie my parents took me to because I was obsessed with Freddy Krueger. And again, we look at the stuff and we wonder why I was that way, but it's pretty clear now. Freddy's Dead was in, 3D. And they saved the best for last. This is Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. Inside, there is a preview for House Party 2, which I wish was in 3D, starring Kid and Play, coming soon. Boom. That's a keeper. What do we got? This is October 1990. This is my name on the front. Oh, a bunch of drawings, some more art. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. Don't know. There is a newspaper cutout in here, which I don't think has anything to do with me. Here's Boo Boo at Easter. Suppose I drew that. We do need to have a house party film festival, Matt. We need to have a house party. Jason, I believe, had a really great name for having a house party film festival at one point, although I don't remember what it was. There's some more dudes. One guy has a one of those spiked like maces for a hand. The other guy's like a snake man with spiked shoulder blades. Hey, and you know what? Here's the 50 years of Bugs Bunny, guys. Congratulations, Bugs, you made it. Oh, this appears to be a mix, maybe, of my sister's stuff, too. Yeah, I'm not going to bother opening this stuff. Here's the difference between boys and girls. Honestly, like, this is what my sister was drawing. To Mom and Dad, I love you. Like heart-shaped balloons. Everything's kind of nice. And again, I'm drawing Tron the Cyborg obsessively for the rest of my life.
Can I see?
No, you may not. You may clean your room.
I've done cleaning my room.
I do not believe that. Here's some little cartoon guys I was drawing. In the back, another like weird squid man with a bunch of heads that also look like junk. A ghost?
Do you know how many people are up here?
Too many.
How much, though?
I don't know.
You don't?
I have no idea.
Count.
Up here? Like in the attic?
Yes.
And that's boring. Sorry, man.
Yeah, in the attic.
Here's a sigh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
How much are in the attic?
We're given at church a thing to color, and I decided this was more important, to draw katanas and a sai with a snake going around it, because why not? Bud,
Dada.
if I come downstairs and your room's not clean, I am keeping everything that's in your room.
Dada.
Yes.
How much people are in the attic?
Oh, cool. How many people are in the attic?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's 4 people watching right now.
No, but like, how many people are in the attic right now?
2.
No.
Go put
There's
a shirt
Kitty
on also.
up here.
Oh yeah, Kitty's up. Where's Kitty? Oh, he's hanging out.
Put him up here.
Here's a comic that I did called Blades. I'll explain the characters for you first. There's a lizard. He has a knife that's spiked. Across his chest, he has a sword, a smoke grenade, a throwing star, and a regular grenade. He's shooting at the ground where there's a landmine. There's a snail guy who looks evil, who's shooting lasers from his head. And there's a giant frog who has a similar setup to the lizard guy. And I guess there's a bird or a pterodactyl. And the frog is saying, "Time to die." And the lizard man is saying, "That's right." Here's another like kind of Bart Simpson looking robot. that says prepare to die or surrender and still die. Ha 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 ha. Because that's what evil robots do. It is. Here's a nice picture of the pig from Tiny Toons. Stapled to it is the fire sword keeper.
Can I see the pig from Tiny Toons and stuff?
Yes. Hey guys, I'm curious why I said go keep cleaning and you did not. Here's one of my favorite things to do. Well then, take it outside.
I don't really want to.
Were these like catalogs of weapons that I liked or was into? All the different types of swords. Some are on fire, some have snakes around them. Jagged swords, axes, robot arms, shields, bows and arrows and helmets. Your balloon parents can't suck it, Matt.
Nana, I did everything you told me to.
Oh, I have different teams of like mutant animals. So there was the blades. I don't know if you can see these guys. These are the axes. That's another bird guy. This one has a, I guess a mouse and like a death dealer kind of guy, and a raccoon with an Uzi. And they're the Destroyos. That's another team of like mutant animals. This one we got a flying squirrel, another raccoon, a frog, and a bird outfitted with missiles and knives. That's the coolest thing to me on Earth. If you're a bird, where are you, the bird? The bird has missiles attached to its wings, which is cool, but then also needs to just like for extra toughness carry a knife. Here's a tank fighting an insect that is covered in weapons. Don't know what this is. That's something. Here's another thing from my sister to my parents. A lot of balloon motifs from my sister. Oh, this is cool. The meaning of Halloween. H is for haunted. A is for axe. L is for leech. L is for lightning. O is for October. W is for wolves. E is for evil. E is for elf. And N is for night. And I have illustrated this, even though the illustrations don't necessarily match the meaning of Halloween.
Dad, I just want you to do drawings. What about this? You do this?
I did. I drew this when I was 4 for Cave Spring United Methodist Church that they've used for all of their print work ever since. I would love some royalties, guys.
And it's mine.
Cheers. Basic watercolor. Got some Halloween stuff on it. And a bird. One of these, like, you know, these kind of projects that you do in art class. Fun and boring. Here's really what's important about this. All those little drawings were in a folder. Let me adjust this just a bit. We're in a folder, or like a folder that was sort of made together. And in the inside of this one is an illustration. You can see it from Back to the Future 2, it looks like. It says, oh, it's trying to come to the Back to the Future Carnival. And there's a guy on a hoverboard getting hit by a tree. I really misspelled future every chance I got. There's that little guy, it says Back to the Future Carnival. And it says, the Miami Crocodiles won against the Chicago Bears. Cafe 90s. And that flying car, which I guess is supposed to be the time machine car. That's exciting. A lot of this stuff will be keepers. Again, if you're just tuning in, we are doing What's in the Box, where I go through all the weird boxes of stuff that I've been given or have or need to get rid of, and we decide whether we're going to keep it, donate it, or throw it away. Those drawings go in the keeper pile. Oh my god. Guys, we're not even halfway through this box. Might cut this episode here just a little bit, because it just looks like these are just boring, just stacks of papers, graded work. Nothing as exciting as drawing it Back to the Future, although I do sort of remember this period of my life. I was a really good student, and then I wasn't a good student. In 1988. So it would have been 8 years old, 7 or 8, depending on when it was. Granny's Fish Story, which I got an F on. An F. That's why I never grew up to be one of Granny's fishes, guys. Failed early on. Well, I didn't number Granny's Fish Story in the correct order, and I got an F. Although in the corresponding worksheet I got an A. Who knows? Elementary school was confusing. This was on 4/27/89, so I was 8 years old. Here's a create a homework survival kit. Maybe topical again. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of this is going to be boring stuff that doesn't actually matter. There's a Tupperware magazine. Cave Spring Elementary School gave me an F. Catherine, hello. Hope you're doing well. Some of my sister's stuff is mixed in here. I don't know. This is less important, I guess. Stuff. Again, you know what? It's great when you're like, in the moment, when you're like, oh, my kid got an A, and you save it, and that's fine, but it doesn't matter now. You just, as an adult, you got to go through that crap and remember when you got an A. I don't remember when I got that A or that F, so none of it really mattered. Here's the thing. I don't know why it's stapled together, but it's a bunch of spelling words, but then there's this, like, there's this thing on the back. If we can get a close-up of that. It looks maybe like a dinosaur eating my dad. This is a thing. I don't know what that is. Yeah, this is all just like worksheets. Why? Why? There's a glass in there. Oh. Here's how you know you were young and dumb. There's a time, and I believe this, in every kid's life where they are fans of Garfield. And it's because the sophisticated nature of Jim Davis's work really speaks to underdeveloped critical thinking skills. And I do believe, based on that F that I got at the time, I did. Let's go through one of these comical things that happens in a day of the life of Garfield. Garfield is sleeping, and then suddenly, poof, and he zooms out of his cat bed, just as John is about to enjoy a cheeseburger. Zoom, the cheeseburger's gone, and John says, "I thought you were asleep." And Garfield, in all of his sardonic wit, says, "My stomach wasn't." Good for you, Garfield. Here's the thing. Let's talk about Garfield. Let's just really break Garfield down for a second. John had Garfield for how long? And Garfield probably cost him how much money? And at some point, Garfield was probably going to get old. Look, and listen, I know I love Fatal Farm, Matt. And if you guys haven't seen Lasagna Cat, you should look that up. And I have my own orange cat who is 19, and I love you so much. And I'm glad you're alive. Thank you for kissing my nose. He's in a rough shape. He's a wonderful cat. When I graduated from college in 2004, I took a picture of him and me where we were pretending to be Garfield and John for my graduation announcement, full circle. And listen, I love this guy to death. I'm going to be very sad in the next year, 2 years, whenever he cycles on. But if I had a cat like Garfield, please believe the first sign that I needed to put him down, that's the end of, that should have been the end of Garfield's ghost stories. There's John putting Garfield to sleep. I won't put you to sleep unless I have to, because I love you so much. Even though you keep me awake all night. There you go. All right. And here's the other thing about having kids, especially two kids, a boy and a girl who don't always get along. You end up having to buy two of everything. So I'm confident if I look in the covers of one of these, one will say my name, yep. Will Solari, age 9, book club, Cave Spring Elementary, Roanoke, Virginia, October 27th, 1989. One's mine and one's my sister's because kids just don't get along. Excuse me. I don't know, guys. I'm really looking at the rest of this, and a lot of it is just looking like a whole bunch of nothing. Here's another one of those things. I don't know. Oh, if we dig hard and far enough, there is actually, I spoke too soon. I should second guess myself more often. Oh my God. Okay, hang on. It's a mess, clearly. How do we do this? Just there. And again, this is just like a box. It looks like my Catherine. My mom just threw all the stuff into with no like rhyme or reason or date or time or whatever. All right, I'm sorry that took so long. I had to sort through some nothing, but I think I found some really choice things, including this story entitled, "It's a Nuclear Christmas, Charlie Brown." "Dumb Charlie Brown," said Snoopy, as he jumped into his Red Baron. "No food today either. I'll show him." Then Woodstock jumped into the plane with him. This should make him forget his Christmas thoughts. And with that, he started his bomber. Snoopy flew over Charlie Brown, just as the football was being thrown at him, and dropped the bomb. "Ha ha!" Snoopy thought, and his sick little laugh. This wasn't just any bomb, but an atomic bomb, an atom bomb, specifically designed by Snoopy himself, with the help of Woodstock. The bomb hit Charlie Brown head on. To his surprise, it didn't blow up. It just fell back he just fell back and called it. "Good grief," he said, as it blew up. Instantly, Snoopy was blown out of the air from the impact. Snoopy opened his eyes. Wow, he thought, seeing how his Red Baron was blown to pieces. All of a sudden, he thought, "Where's Woodstock?" With a sigh of relief, he heard his little peep. That was, he thought, for the sound was coming from the top of his head, and he didn't feel Woodstock up there. "Oh boy," he said with terror, as he saw that in the blackened water that he had 2 tails, 5 arms and legs, and that Woodstock was growing out of the top of his head. And then he saw Charlie Brown. I can't really read my handwriting. I think it says, laughing whimsically, he saw that Charlie Brown was no longer a wimp. His 3 glowing eyes made the metal in his char skin gleam, and his forearm made him look deadly. With the cry of death, he went after Lucy, who was now made of giant footballs. "What did you do to me?" he demanded. Lucy screamed and begged and cried, cried not hot tears, but leather polish. As Charlie Brown grabbed her arm, he burst into flames. "Uh-oh," thought Snoopy. "Wait till he gets a hold of me." With this, Snoopy made parts of Woodstock. Snoopy took and parts of Woodstock, salvaged the pieces of the Red Baron for hopes of escape of Charlie Brown. Snoopy worked and worked and worked until he was finally done. That's when Snoopy got in his plane and flew away. It's a Nuclear Christmas, Charlie Brown. An original piece of fan fiction by Will Solari, somewhere written sometime in the 90s. Let's keep going. There was a bunch of stuff that I was trying to get to for this particular pile. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're doing What's in the Box. Yeah. Where I find a bunch of stuff from my childhood or in boxes that were unlabeled or that were given to me or left in a move that I never went through. This one, it was a box from my mom, simply labeled Will's Miscellaneous School Papers, and we go through all of them, deciding whether we are going to keep, throw away, or donate them. A lot of these tests, I don't know if I need anymore. Huh. Apparently, I saved an address to a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toy store. There was something down here at the bottom I saw that was very important. Here's this that I drew. I don't know if someone wrote that on there saying that was me or signifying that I wrote that, but who knows. Yeah, it truly was, Matt. I was ahead of my time with my post-apocalyptic fan fiction of the Peanuts. Okay, here's more junk. This simply says, "He smiled, though he was not happy." Dear teachers. That's a note about my sister. Not as exciting. Alright, there's something I found at the bottom of here, but I had to get all this stuff out of the way, so I figured we would just kind of go through it at the same time, because why not? Nothing really doing there. Matt, here's another little cyborg guy, maybe an early version of Tron, another robot man. Here's some thoughts I was having on mechanical claws and armatures for, I guess, this Wolfman. This is a very important piece of my early artwork where I don't know if you can see that a guy has blown a bubble out of bubble gum from his butt and is now flying off into the clouds. Here's a nice little card my mom wrote to my sister. Not one to her son. This is a prayer resource card from the Methodist church we went to. And on the back, I drew a laser. Here's photocopies of like a watch and a bunch of rings. I don't know why that's a thing. Okay. I think actually what we're at is we're at a layer of my sister's stuff. Although that's definitely mine. That's a mad something. Oh, that does this. It goes. You turn it, it goes. Bro, bro. This is riveting content today, guys. I'm really glad you're tuning in with me. Here's some help I need, internet. When I was in 3rd grade, my best friend's name was Jake Alanier. And Jake moved to somewhere, I want to say Columbus or maybe Cincinnati, Ohio, right around the same time the Dick Tracy movie came out. Because they stayed in Roanoke until his birthday. And on his birthday, me and all of his friends went to go see Dick Tracy. And he got a bunch of Dick Tracy toys for his birthday. But Jake moved, and the magic of the internet is you can find just about anyone, and yet I have never been able to find Jake Alanier. He's I wouldn't say he's ghosted, but he's definitely an internet mystery. I can't find him. I don't know what happened to him. He may have been an imaginary friend, but I doubt it. But here's a letter from Most Larry to Jake. It said, "Dear Jake, my mom sent me to my room because I didn't want to stay in the same room my sister was in. My sister can be a real," and there's that kind of that scratch language for a cuss word. "When are you coming back to VA? I'm thinking about calling Boxtown, 1-800-448-3000. Anybody remember what Boxtown was? I wish I could be in Ohio right now. Well, I guess I will see you next summer, maybe. Lil Solari. Womp womp. Jake, if you're out there, clearly I missed you." Here's a weird thing. Tommy the telephone. I don't know. I don't know what Tommy the telephone's all about. I guess it's about teaching kids to use the phone. It's kind of creepy, honestly, inside. Tommy the telephone. Look, just a heads up, y'all. People who read achieve. Back to school reading calendar. I don't know. Here's an article saved video from page 1. Oh, this is cool. Man, I wish the rest of this article was in here. Oh, it is. God, this is the exact kind of kid I was. Here is a cutout from Ren and Stimpy that I needed to save for whatever reason. Here are 2 Calvin and Hobbes comics, or several Calvin and Hobbes comics that I cut out of the paper. On the back, though, and a thing of yes. I was like, this is what I needed to save from the paper. Clearly, on the back, there's a Family Circus comic called, and this one just says, "Next dance, I can lead, mommy." One of the funniest moments, I believe, in late night history was when Chris Elliott came on to Late Night with David Letterman, and he had an entire. They're like, Chris, what have you been up to lately? And he had an entire like binder full of Family Circus comics, and he sat there and he was like reading them and like explaining them to David Letterman. It was really great. So again, Matt, what you were saying, you were implying that he ran away to Ohio and didn't move there with his parents. Runaways never come back. That's true, but he did move there with his parents. The other thing that I cut out and saved was this Roanoke Times review of Lawnmower Man by Mike Mayo. Let's read a passage. At the recent Video Software Dealers Association convention, computers were referred to as the C word, which, boy, have times changed. And the home movie business, as in most every other facet of contemporary life, computers play a large role. In the future, the role will be even larger, possibly different, and the source of concern for some retailers. Will the C word somehow render their operations obsolete, or it force them to make expensive changes in the way they do business? It's too early for anyone to make detailed predictions about the changes that are coming to home entertainment information systems, but the first combinations of home and video and computers are already here. Womp womp, 2020, rest in peace, Vulcan Video. I love you. Goddamn. Man, there's a lot. Oh, he's just doing computers being a video tie-in. So he's talking about films with computers in them already. Let's just skip to Lawnmower Man, shall we? Stephen King is the Lawnmower Man, combines computers and home video in a more conventional way. Last spring, the theatrical release of this overachieving little sci-fi movie was a surprise hit, and sustainably longer version will be hitting stores on August 26th, and it will probably be even more popular. It was not. The central story is a loose retelling of Frankenstein, and is the same in both versions. Job Smith is a slow-witted handyman whose brain power is boosted by exposure to Dr. Lawrence Angelo's experiments in virtual reality. VR, as it's called. Matt, you and me, baby. For those of you who don't know, me and Matt reshot The Lawnmower Man scene for scene, and a perfect retelling of this classic Frankenstein story. VR, as it's called, is the hottest frontier on the computer game front. Wearing special goggles and other equipment, the game player steps into the reality of the game. In the film, the world is created by some whiz-bang computer effects, about 30 minutes more than there were in the theatrical version. The effects lose a little in translation to the smaller screen, and the story doesn't feel padded. At 2 hours plus, the director's cut would have been economically unrealistic in theaters, and more relaxed medium of home video, where the viewer controls pauses, breaks, and length isn't a problem. There was some controversy about the use of Stephen King's name in the title, but that's been settled, and it will stay. No, the plot has almost nothing to do with King's short story, but the tone is faithful to the fictional territory of small towns, bullies, kids, cruelty, and abuse, and omniscient government agencies, and, of course, a big pyrotechnic finale. Boom. Here's a letter to my parents, which I'm hoping is about me. Mrs. Peters was our guidance counselor. That's who this letter's from. Let me just make sure. That one's about Sarah. I will let her disclose all of her scores to you if she wants to. There's two of them, so this one then has to be about me. It's had stuff so it's stuck. All right. This spring, your child took a series of non-referenced achievement skills tests called the Iowa Test. Iowa Test is basically like a secret IQ test they give you for placement in elementary schools. So here we go. Will Slary. What'd we do? How'd we do? I'm just going to say, in math concepts, I scored in the 96th percentile, which means 4% of the nation scored better than me. The rest are in the 90 percentile, except for total language, which is a 95 percentile, and social studies, which is in the 95 percentile. Although, let's back it up. Math computations. I scored in the 45th percentile, which means that 55% of the nation scored better than me. Good to know is both a genius and a dummy.
A genius and a dummy.
Yep, that was me when I was, I don't know, I think I was 8.
So you're saying I'm a genius and you're...
Here's a guy throwing up and another guy eating it going, yummy.
Can I see?
Yeah, see there's a big guy throwing up and a little guy eating it. There's a ninja sword.
Can I hit a ninja sword?
Yeah. Ninja sword.
Wow. That.
Blank paper, there's a lot of...
Blank paper that I'm going to be drawing on.
Yeah, exactly. It's all yours, my man.
Thank you. So can I just take those blank papers?
Yeah, take them downstairs, man. Put them with your drawing stuff.
Thanks for the...
There's another...
Some more papers for my
There's another
comics.
robot man on the back. He's disintegrating something, it looks like.
Thanks for the more paper for my...
You're welcome, my dude. I don't know, guys. I don't think I have a ton of stuff left in here. I think we've got through the accidental bulk of the good stuff. And there's this, which says "Feed my children." Yeah. Oh, Matt. More Tron. You're fine.
Yeah.
As long as you touch the paper side. But get on downstairs.
But it touched the paper side.
I think you'll be fine. 6/1/92. I can't wait till school is out. In the summer, half of the... I don't know what word that is. I guess it's maybe time. Or half of it I'm going to be... Man. I should have been a doctor, clearly. Oh, half the time I'm going to be lazy and do nothing. Or I will do something. This summer I'm not going to... I don't know. I'm not going camping in the woods. It will be cool. I'm kind of glad that this is the last time I'm ever going to have to write in this journal. Fair enough. Here's a thing I drew. It's a melting mermaid, it looks like, which is very on canon with all the other stuff that I usually draw today. Still. Oh, this is like, Matt, it's still like Tron, but he's like zapping out of something. That's that. This is the thing that stinks about the way I would do notebooks, because, like, you know, 1898, the U.S. declared war on Spain, and that's important, and I'm glad I wrote that down for whatever information or whatever reason at the time. But scattered in there are these things. So, like, I just can't throw the notebooks away or just, like, look at them and go, oh, well, this is, like, a social studies notebook, and then get rid of it. Because then it has this, like, I don't know, whatever this is in it. Bah! Cave Spring Elementary School Challenge. If I could change anything about school, I would make summer vacation longer. It would last 5 months. It would be May, June, July, August, September, and October, mainly because it would be more fun. I mean, we have to go 9 months. Why not 7? I think it would be more fun and enjoyable and less stupid and more happy and more crazy. Nice, cool, hot, weird, warm, strange, spooky, odd, and last but not least, fun. That is what I would change about school, ladies and gentlemen. You would too, Lil?
Yeah. Yeah, over here.
Here's a notebook, and I have a list of names in it. Stephanie, Jessica B, Catherine, Doug, Julia, Michael, Jenny, Mandy, Emily. I think that's supposed to be Carrie. Nick, Kelly, James, Brian, David, and Jess. I believe those are people that were in my class. I have a list of friends from whenever this was written. My friends include Todd, Mike. So let me just flesh these out. Todd Kidder, Mike Daly, Paul Brunk, Carter Arrington, Nick Beasley, James A and B. I believe that is James Atkins and James Brennan. Chris Bibby. Chris H. I believe that's Chris Hergruder. And Justin B. No, it wasn't Justin Bieber. I don't remember who Justin B was. I vaguely do. Oh, another one of my favorite things, the index of weapons. In this index, we have a Virginia Tech sword. That's a new one. I think I'm trying to spell bronze, but it's misspelled. A bronze sword, a long sword, short sword, a mace club, mace/club, katana, a sai, throwing star, hand axe, flame sword, archer bow, and longbow. And look, Matt! Back to Tron. There's another, like, kind of rethinking of Tron on the other side. He's kind of like Deathstroke, and there's also a very, very early Will Slater rendition of RoboCop at the top. Here's a letter I wrote to Brad Chase. It said, Brad, who are you going to ask out next? This is not a joke. Kristen again? In 6th grade? But she might say no. So, what then? Dances. With who? Kristen maybe? Kristen maybe not. Her friends made fun of her, and you and Matt and I said, no. I helped you, stupid. I asked her just about Encino Man. That's about the most 90s sentence ever written. That's the last entry into this notebook. Again, more crap. Guys are just tuning in.
We've done about an hour of this.
Yep. Episode of What's in the Box, where I go through boxes to see what we need to keep, donate, or throw away.
What is that?
It's a sticker of a little Cupid that says "Be Mine." Here are some Book It awards. I don't know if you guys remember Book It. They were you got points for reading books and taking quizzes on them, and then you could take your points to Pizza Hut to get a free personal pan pizza. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Book It awards from 1989. No, 1990. Sadly, guys, they've all expired. So will not be eating there anytime soon. I don't know what this is. I don't know why I made that.
I think there's more, is there?
There's so much more crap in here. Here's the liner of a shoe that I wrote rad on.
You have like piles of
I do have,
papers and notebooks.
I do, I just have piles of crap. We're gonna burn all this
How
one
did
day.
it all fit in that box?
I don't know. Here's a cool drawing I did. Here's a werewolf. I like that. I should actually try to draw that again as an adult. A dragon. You don't care. Did you see the one where he got on the roof? That's all it says.
Here. Your cat's still down there.
I drew this, whatever this is. There's a thing that says Drunk Simpson.
What?
And it says to pee or not to pee. Oh, this is cool. There's Freddy Krueger there at the bottom. Some Katana Man. Looks like a missile launcher up at top, and whatever that guy is. A flamethrower. All important stuff, folks. Guys, I don't know. There's just more of the same. There's one last Trapper Keeper in the bottom here, and I think we're going to go through that and then call it a day because I'm starving. I think my kids are hungry based on Lillian's consumption of goldfish. So let me get to the bottom of this.
I'm going to my room tonight and still have cookie dough for lunch.
No, you may not, unless your room is like spotless, and I'm shocked by how clean it is.
Also, there was a big dead spider. It looks like a scorpion.
Oh, well, those things happen. All right, kid stuff. This is a thing I made in 1991. It includes a review about the movie What About Bob? Bob was played by Bill Murray in the movie, and he was a paranoid schizophrenic. He went to a psychologist, that's misspelled, Dr. Leo Marvin, played by Richard Dreyfuss, and gave him his book, Baby Steps, and said, baby steps out of the office. Baby steps to the elevator. Then Bill Murray started saying baby steps to the elevator, baby steps to the elevator. He got scared and finally got on. Then he screamed all the way down the elevator. I give it 2 thumbs up. What about Bob? Hi, bud.
That's what I just drew in my room. Right now, it's one of the papers you gave me.
Nice. I love it. Here, let's show the world here. Nice. Tell me about it, Xander.
So it's a ninja guy with
This is a ninja guy. With what?
like arms
With bombs, grenades.
and a sword.
Is he an elf?
He has a sword,
Yeah.
half elf, and a kind of human, but also like a demon guy.
Nice.
And his symbol's a skull.
Yeah.
And he has a black eye, and right there,
Yeah.
right there is his laser gun.
Very cool.
Look.
I like his laser a lot. Hey, are you guys hungry?
No.
No?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Okay.
I'm thirsty.
Xander's hungry. Lillian's thirsty. I'm thirsty.
I'm thirsty.
Again, we're going to go through this last Trapper
Dada,
Keeper
I'm
on this
thirsty
episode of What's
too.
in the Box.
But I'm thirsty too.
This one is primarily from the early 90s. Things that I drew,
Too.
school papers, mostly unimportant everything. It has a ton of stuff in it still.
Wow.
We don't know.
Dada, I'm thirsty too.
Okay, let's go get something to drink.
Piles. There's another pile bigger than that. This is gonna be the main character.
I know, it's
from
insane.
My comic.
I love your main character for your comic.
Well, like one of the main characters.
Blank note cards.
Don't forget our little part hat.
Okay, last Trapper Keeper, and then we're done for the day. There's just more junk everywhere with no rhyme or reason to any of it. Well, actually, a lot of this is my sister's. Will, I've gone to take Sarah to a party. Keys under the mat. Dad'll be home. He wants to go watch the All-Star game. Stay here till he comes home. Mom. Thanks, Mom. Oh, well, this Trapper Keeper appears to have nothing in it. Womp womp. Although, there is a folder from the OM regional competition that I was once part of. One time. Judge Trumpeter was our coach. You were an OM, Lo, and you did great. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in to What's in the Box. Today, we just found out that I like to draw a cyborg a lot. What else did we find? Some stuff about Garfield, and a post-apocalyptic piece of fan fiction about Charlie Brown called It's a Nuclear Christmas, Charlie Brown. All right, guys. Bye.